Hi everybody, Bobby Dsouza back again, a motivational speaker and a person who absolutely enjoys inspiring people's life and helping them live better. Today, the topic I want to talk about is something that each one of us yearns for, desires for. हम एक ऐसे टॉपिक के बारे में बात करना चाहते हैं जो एक बहुत बड़ा जरूरत है हम सबका. Just imagine you're making it great in your career, you're making it great in your studies, you're making it great in all ways. At the end of the day, when you come back at your home, what is something that you need? A lot of people will say sleep. I do agree you need sleep, but more than that, one thing that you really require is a relationship. The people that you connect with at home, or even somebody whom you really love, what you want to build is a perfect relationship, isn't it? So the topic for today is how to build perfect relationship. Now firstly, the word perfect is not very perfect. What I mean by that is, if you think you want to build a perfect relationship, my friend, that's an illusion. There can never be a perfect relationship. You know why? Because there are two imperfect people joining together in marriage, in relationship. And when they join together, there are going to be issues. So remember, perfect is not what you and I should aim for. What you and I should aim for is a great relationship, which is worth enjoying with each other, having fun with each other, and growing with each other. Now I'm going to share a couple of issues that we have when we try to make the perfect relationship. Number one, it is called the carbon copy. That is carbon copy. Now you say, what the hell is carbon copy? Carbon copy is you want your partner, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your sister, your mother, your dad, your husband to be like you. You know why? Because we like people who are like us. Haven't we heard that? हम चाहते हैं कि हमारे जो पार्टनर है, हमारे कोई फ्रेंड है या फैमिली है, हम चाहते हैं वो हमारे जैसे रहे. So if I like to hear a specific type of songs, I want that other persons to also love those songs. If I like watching cricket, I want her also to watch cricket or him also to watch cricket. If I like talking more on the phone, I want the other person also. तब हम उनको पसंद करेंगे. My friend, that's one of the biggest errors that we make. Just imagine if your partner is just like you, is that going to be fun? Is it going to be amazing? You know, you've never been created to be a carbon copy of someone else. So how do you expect somebody else to be your carbon copy? Let's look at an example. Let's say you hop to a friend's house. आप अपने दोस्त के घर पे जाते हैं and you go there for 3 days. आप 3 दिन के लिए जाते हैं. You're so excited, you're going to have fun. Now, though you're going to have fun over there, tell me one thing, how will your behavior be for 3 days over there? You would say, it'll be nice, but you will behave in a certain way. You will react in a different way. You will dress up in a certain way. You do that because you want to make yourself be liked by them, which means you're trying to be somehow a little carbon copy of them, what they like. Now, after 3 days, I bet you quickly want to come back home because home is where the heart is. Why? Specifically because at home you will not be judged. You can be yourself. You will have fun. There it is, my friend. That's a quick example of you and I do not like to be a carbon copy of someone else. Just imagine if you had to stay in a certain manner and in a certain behavior that they liked for 1 month. How would you feel? Most of us would say, oh, suffocated, I would feel horrible. That's what I said, my friend. If you would feel suffocated in behaving in a certain manner, because you would not like to be a carbon copy of someone else, your partner would not like to just behave in a certain manner that you like. They will try and behave in the way they like. Now, I know initially you would not appreciate it, but great relationships are where you let the other person be himself or herself. And that's the secret of a great relationship. Blunder number 2, yani galti number 2, which is expectations. Hindi mein apekshaएं. Now there are two extremes of expectations that people have. दो extremes है expectation की अपेक्षाएं की. One that is let's have no expectation at all. On Facebook, I've seen a lot of people saying, जितना ज़्यादा आपने अपेक्षा रखा, expectation रखा, उतना ही ज़्यादा hurt होगा. सुना है आपने? I also heard. The other extreme is have too much of expectation, which means if I've done this, you have to do this. If you don't do this, then you're not good. You don't really love me. Now, my friends, this is a big blunder, and as a result, it definitely hurts a lot of people. Now, being human being, we got to realize it is natural that we will have some sort of an expectation for sure. You know, whenever we do some action, we have an expectation. There is going to be some sort of reaction that will come for sure. So, no expectation is definitely fantasy land, and it's definitely not possible. But having some expectation for sure is required. So what my suggestion is, with the little bit of knowledge that I have on relationship, is learn to balance it out. Not extreme expectation, not completely zero expectation. Let's balance it out. One way to decode the whole element of expectation is know that your partner or your friend or your family member will break the expectation sometime or the other. The faster you accept this reality, the happier and peaceful you will be. Now, how do you make a great relationship? One of the ways to do that is appreciate differences. In other words, appreciate differences and accept it as a gift. So, if your partner or somebody whom you love, has some different hobbies, has some different passion, has some different career goals, you, my friend, have chosen to be with them. And if you have chosen to be with them, you and I got to realize they will have a different flavor, perspective, nazariya of the way they think of certain things. And very important it is for us to appreciate the difference and accept it as a gift. एक तरीका जिससे हम रिलेशनशिप को खूबसूरत बना सकते हैं, इस रिलेशनशिप में हम इस बात को अप्रिशिएट करना चाहिए कि डिफरेंस होगा और उसको एक तोहफे की तरह कबूल करना चाहिए. Let me give you an example. Let's say you and your family go out to a restaurant. You love Chinese, you just like a Manchurian, you like fried rice, you like chicken, whatever you like. Now your girlfriend or your wife or your family member, they like Punjabi tadka, they like rajma chawal, and they like some other stuff, or they like some other continental dish. Let's say your son loves McDonald's, he likes peri peri at McDonald's. Now the problem is you're going to one restaurant, but your family has different choices. Now will you hate them for that? You would say no, but they have a different choice. And that's what I said, my friend. Let's say you just like Chinese and all the time you always order Chinese. Will you like Chinese for a very long time then? I bet no. You know why? Because you've eaten Chinese over and over and over again. But when your partner takes you to a restaurant and you're having something else, you're enjoying the uncertainty of a new flavor of a delicious item and you're enjoying it. And as a result, there is a new spice in that moment of life. So therefore, we just said, appreciate the differences. For through the differences, you will learn new things. And one of the great things of appreciating differences is when you start appreciating differences, you'll be more open to listening to somebody else's perspective, to somebody else's ideas. You'll be able to listen to a story from the other person's perspective. When we listen to the story from some other person's perspective, what will happen is you, my friend, will learn something new. So keep your ears open, keep your minds open, and not only just bear listening to people around you and even your family and your relationship, but listen intently, because my friend, you're learning a life skill even through appreciating the difference in a relationship. One of the biggest issues that happens in relationship is the past. I cannot emphasize any more on this topic, wherein so many divorces, so many breakups, so many issues have occurred just because somebody had a past and the past was being brought into the present and into the future, and it deteriorated marriages and relationships. Now everybody's got a past. You have a past, I have a past. There are certain things that you can share in front of people, certain things you cannot. There are certain things you and I, we regret that we shouldn't have done that. We might not even share some of the things with anybody, no matter how transparent, my life is an open book. The reality is there are certain things of our life that we don't share with anybody. Okay? Why don't we share it with anybody? We don't share it with anybody because we have the fear of being rejected, or we have the fear of being judged. May I just say that it is also possible that your partner or your family member will have a past that they are scared to share. One reason is because they feel that you will reject them, you will not love them anymore, or they are afraid of how you will react. So number one, the faster we realize that people make mistakes, people make errors, and they will have a past, and some of the past may not necessarily be that great. The more we learn to accept the other person's past just as the person was, and do not label them to their past. So what they did in the past does not mean that they will do the same thing in the future as well. Now I'll say, Bob, you're just being too graceful. The person could cheat me. Yes, they could cheat you. But that's how relationships are, You can never guarantee and control a relationship, my friend. No matter how good you do or how bad you do, it could go haywire. What you got to realize is, don't hold the relationship too strong. Keep it loose. And if the person is meant to be with you, the family member is supposed to stay with you, they will stay with you no matter what. This also means that let the bygone be bygone. Which means, if there are things that has happened between you which has not been very pleasant, अगर आप दोनों के बीच में कुछ हुआ है या family members के बीच में कुछ हुआ है जो past में हुआ था, my friend, that's happened in the past. It's over. You must have done some error 3 days back. Would you want somebody to say that in front of you? आप चाहेंगे कि कोई आपके बारे में उस 3 दिन पुरानी गलती के बारे में बताए किसी के सामने? No, right? Why not? Because I don't like it. Why don't you like it? Because it's your past. Forget it, right? Isn't that what you would say? Similarly, your partner, your family member, your husband, your brother, your sister do not like and do not appreciate when you bring the past to the present. So what I suggest is, if there is an argument, if there is a conflict, if there is some sort of friction that happens, and कोई भी लड़ाई हो, कोई भी argument हो, कोई भी बहस हो, I suggest just focus on what the argument is happening currently. Do not go back to the past. You know why? If you only keep going to the past, it will only bring pain. But if you start together looking at how can we change this thing, what can we do to move forward, how can we grow together, there is hope, there is joy, and there is a great relationship. Being playful is अपने relationship में कुछ ना कुछ थोड़ा surprise लाना बहुत जरूरी है. Otherwise life can become so monotonous, so mundane, रोजमर्रा, that there is no spice of life. When there are no surprises in relationship, then your partner, your family member wants to go out and find surprises. And that leads to a lot of cheating, to a lot of heartbreaks, a lot of flirting, and a lot of different things. Why teenagers all the time outside? One of the reasons is because they're getting to explore something new outside. May I just say, let them go out, but at the same time, do certain things as a dad, as a mom, as a brother, as a sister at home that creates newness at home. Whether it could be changing the interior, whether it could be changing the color, whether it is going out for a movie. Take out time for your family, take out time for your loved ones, and create some spice. Be playful. These are some ways that you can create great relationship. As I said earlier, there is nothing called as perfect relationship. But in weaknesses, in mistakes, अच्छे time में बुरे time में, come together, work together and make the relationship work.